The crossover that I've been waiting my whole life to see happen in toy form. Motu X Thundercats is almost here, and some of the figures they coming out with, I like it. The Panthro looks good, Chitaurara looks great. Y'all see that shit right there? But then there's some other ones like Tigra, where I feel they dropped the ball on that face. That is one ugly face. The same thing with Liono right there. But rest assured, folks, you know what they always say, if you want it done right, do it your goddamn self. And that's what I did right here, making my own crossover figures. Over the past few months, I've been putting all these together, along with a few of these coming from some other customizers. And combined, they have made 6 waves of Motu X Thundercats figures. We're gonna go over each wave right now, starting off with wave 1, and the person to lead wave 1, Liono. Now with the majority of these figures right here, I took the Super 7 pieces, combined them with the Origins pieces to make some crazy looking figures. Starting off at the bottom, I took them Cartoon Collection boots, colored them in the right color, put the little white line on the top, colored in the loincloth the right color, cut off the belt from the Super 7 Liono, put it on his ass. Same thing with the glove right there, put it on the side of the body, colored in the wrist the right color. I cut down a Clamp Champ vest to make it the Liono vest until I could rob the Liono that they bring out and put that on his ass. But then on the back of the body, everything came out the way it was supposed to. I love how the head matches with the color of the body. But starting off right there at the bottom, you can see how the belt goes on there. Looks like it came like that. Same thing with the glove right there. The wrists match perfectly with the hands. Overall, this Liono, I love how he looks. I love the angry looking face on his ass. And once I can rob the Liono that they're bringing out for his vest, he is gonna look perfect. Up next, we got Snarf. Now, since they cross over with Motu, I wanted to do something a little bit different with Snarf, and obviously I can't make a small version, so I had to make his ass enhanced with the power sword. So that's why his ass is so big. Starting off with the feet, gave him them Cartoon Collection feet. I made sure I colored in the body the same way Snarf looks, with the yellow on the arms and the legs. All that looks good. I colored in the front part of the chest, and then with the arms right there, I used the Lords of Power Beastman buck. I had to shave off the gauntlets that he had, but looking at the back of the body, you see I had to put a big ass tail on his ass, you know what I mean? I took the Reptilax tail, I painted it just the same colors as Snarf, and I think that shit looks good. See that big ass tail right there? Everything works like it should. Same thing with the back, I had to color in the back color yellow, just like the top of the hair, the same way the Snarf figure looks. Overall, definitely love how he came out, and to be honest, I can see this shit playing out like this, with Snarf getting the sword of power and getting big as shit, just like He-Man. Works for me. Next up, we got Jackman. Now, this is one of them figures that came out way better than I could have imagined. Very simple to do. Now, you just gotta sacrifice a Super 7 Jackman, and yes, I know them bitches can be expensive, but I just don't give a shit. I break a figure down all day if it can make me something that I want. Starting off with them feet, Super 7 feet went right on the figure. With the loincloth, you just gotta be careful when you take that shit off the Super 7 body. With the one wrist, I had to make my own wristbands right there. Glued them right on, went on nice and easy. Now, I ended up using the, I think it was the clawful body, or it might have been the jitsu body, I don't know, but I ended up having to put the same left arm on the right side just to make a match. But with the back of the body, you can see how the top part of the chest part went on there real easy. Same thing with the head. You just got to dremel it out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? A little finagling goes a long way. Overall, with this Jackman figure, highly satisfied. Love how he came out. Hopefully Mattel makes his ass. Up next, to finish off wave 1, we got Mumra. And I love how Mumra came out. Probably one of my favorite figures out of all the waves that we're gonna go over. Starting off at the bottom of the body, I took Mumra's feet and I put them right there on the Slaker boots. Then working our way up, you just gotta take all the pieces that come off a Super 7 figure and transfer it over here to the Slaker body. I lightly dremelled off the logo that was on the Slaker chest. I put the new logo on there nice and easy. All the other parts went on the body, no problems at all. And then flipping his ass around, you get a better look at that big ass cape. Now it's important to use the slaker body, as if you try to use something smaller, it ain't gonna work. I tried it last year and it didn't come out well. Overall, I love the way Mumra looks. I'm glad that Mattel used a bigger body because he wouldn't look right any other way. Up next, we got the deluxe 2-pack, the Palace Guard 2-pack right here. Because just like we got Palace Guards for the Motu figures, they need some Palace Guards for the Thundercats shit. Starting off at the bottom, I took the Caldor boots, colored them in the right color, transferred all the pieces over. Then from the Super 7 figure to this one, I gave him some wrist straps right there, colored in the front of the chest, and that's it. Pretty simple custom right here, easy to do, highly recommend it. Back of the body, everything looks perfect, just how I wanted it to come out. And yes, I know with these crossover lines, they got a lot of mix and match figures. I'm not trying to do all that. All I really want, and my goal, is to make Thundercats figures in Motu form, and that's it. Yeah, there might be a little bit of crossoverness here or there, which you'll see, but that's all I want to do. Right here, starting wave 2, we got Invisible Tiger. Now, making this one, this is probably the most expensive custom out of all of them you see, and that's because I used the Art of Engineering Skeletor to make his ass, and that figure goes for over $200 some. Luckily for me, I had an extra one, you know what I'm saying, through my trials and tribulations on collecting figures. So it was worth the sacrifice to make his ass right here. Now y'all might be wondering, why don't you got a regular tiger? Well, I would have, but my buddy, LunarEclipseCustoms, he made it. And there he is right there, a badass figure. Loving the way he looks. Same thing with the Liono that he was making for me. Looks perfect. And the same thing with the Panthro that he's making. But unfortunately, I haven't heard from his ass in over a month. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he's ghosting me or not. Somebody knows where he is. Please contact him. Let him know I'm looking for his ass. But for this tiger right here, love the way he looks. I love that he's translucent. We need more translucent figures, period. Up next, we got Vulture Man. Now, this is one that I hope Mattel makes because he's one of the top bad guys for the Thundercats, you know what I'm saying? So they need his ass. But for the one I made right here, you take the Vulture Man feet, they go right there. I took off his dress, put it right there on his ass, the hands, everything went on there 100%. Matched it up right there with the Naked Stratos body. Colors matched pretty well. The head went on pretty easy. A little dribbling required. Same thing with every other Super 7 head. I glued the shoulder piece on and that's it. Looking at the back of the body, you get a better look at that whole shoulder piece going on. Like I said, a little glue goes a long way. Did the same thing with the spikes on the back of the feet right there. Perfect. No problem at all hooking this up. You just gotta be careful when you take pieces off them Super 7 figures. If it breaks, that's it, and it's over. Overall, Vulture Man is definitely a keeper. If they don't make them, I got a good one right there. Up next, we got Battlecat Man done by MegaCustomX. I bought this over a year ago. When I seen it, I knew what it was, and I knew I had to have it. I love what he did with this figure. I went over this a while ago, but just to recap, with all the stripes looking good, the face that is from some video game, I forget. I'm sure y'all know it in the comments, but it all came together to make a crazy looking Battlecat. And I know Battlecat don't got all that crazy hair, but I don't give a shit. This shit looks like Battlecat to me, and I'm fine with it. I love that he gave him his own special sword right there. The hair is on point. All the stripes on the back is on point. Great job, MegaCustomX. So glad I got this over a year ago off his eBay store. This fills the gap until I get the new one. Right here we got Jaka, and I needed to make Jaka's ass for the Thundercats. You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense. And no, I didn't get a chance to get the Ghost of Jaka, but the Jaka right here works just fine. I colored in the Cartoon Collection boots the right color. Working our way up, I gave him some wrist gauntlets right there to match with just how the Super 7 figure looked. Colored in the chest, and then I took the clothes right off Jaka's ass in the cape, put it right on him, Dremel out the head, fits on like a glove. That's it, folks. You can have a Jaka just like that. Back of the body, as you can see, The helmet comes off his ass, which is much appreciated. The cape hangs down at a perfect length, and I love that it's got the wires in it. If I want to make it look like it's flowing in the wind, I could do that. Overall, love this Jogger figure. I don't think Mattel make them, but I don't care if they do, because I got it. Up next in Wave 3, we got Chitaurara. Now this was done by LunarEclipseCustoms. This is the only figure that I was able to get from his ass before he disappeared, but I'm glad that I did, because he hooked this shit up. Starting off at the bottom with the boots, he sculpted them boots just like how Chitaurara's is right there. And the coloring that he got all over the body is superb. Working our way up to them big ass titties that she got, I gave him the Cartoon Collection Tila body, which got some AB cups. He gave her them double Ds. He also sculpted and painted the Thundercats emblem right there on the chest. Everything looks great, but looking at the back of the body, god damn, he hooked that shit up. It's just the coloring that just stands out to me. It's top notch. You could see the fade in between the one color of her body going over to the other side, just like the Chitaurara figure. Even got the spots and all over her ass. She is fine. You killed this shit, LunarEclipseCustoms. Appreciate this figure right here. Overall, Chitaurara is a badass figure. I'm not too good at doing over women figures, but he is, and he killed it. Up next, we got Sled. Now this one right here, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to make his ass, because the only figure I had to work with was the Savage World Sled. They don't got too much that could come off the body, but I ended up using Corporate Con body. I ended up taking the skirt off the Savage World. I had to shave it down, dremel it down to be able to fit on the Motu buck. And then working our way right there, I put the one little armband, just like Sled got, and the head off the Savage World body and put it right on this one with a lot of dremeling to get it done. But trust me, folks, it can happen. And right there on the back of the body, I took that Savage World Sled tail, cut that bitch down, and I took the Reptilex waist, just as it has that ball joint in the ass, and I'd end up dremeling out a hole so the tail could go right on there. I can move that bitch around if I want, but I keep it the way it is. Overall, I need a Sled figure, so here it is. He ain't the best out the group, but he gets the job done. But right here, oh shit, I love Bengali. He came out so well. Right from the Super 7 pieces, transferred over straight to his ass. Right there at the bottom, them feet came from Lee Customs. I colored them in white. Then with the boots right there, they came from a Duplico figure. Same thing right there with the waist, the arms and the legs. They came from MegaCustomX. I took the Super 7 bottom part of the arms. I put them in the top part of the MegaCustomX arms. Hot water goes a long way. The vest right there, I colored in the neck right there. That chest was Skeletor. And I colored in the neck white. I added the stripes on it. That's it for the front. Back of the body, everything looks clean. Love the way that looks. Like I said, he's probably in my top 5 favorite figures out of all these figures right here, just because I love the color variation on them with the white and the black and the blue. Overall, Bengali is a winner. This is one I don't think Mattel make, but I don't give a shit if they do, because I love the one that I made right here. Up next, we got Hatchiman, done by Bombstaroutkast. Now this is one, he ended up combining the vintage figure with some pieces from Andre the Giant, and he hooked that shit up. Starting off at the bottom, you see he's got them Andre the Giant legs that he did over with all the Hatchiman pieces right there, and then working our way up. That is the original Hatchiman chest and the top part of the Hatchiman arms right there. The bottom part of the arms came from Andre the Giant, and then right there on the head, he extended out the headband straps, so it looks like that shit is just flowing in the wind. Love how that came out. Front looks good. Back of the body, you can see how he just further combined the Hatchiman parts right there on the Andre the Giant body. And I think it came out good. Now right there, if you zoom in, you see that little button right there? That is the button that activates the action feature. Let me show you that right there. You see that shit? He got that I'ma shake you up action going on, and I appreciate that. Overall, great job, Bombstaroutkast on Hatchiman. Works for me. Starting off Wave 4, we got Monkey It. Now this deluxe figure right here, I used the Andre the Giant body, pulled that shit off, and I love this one. This is my top 5. Starting off at the bottom, the feet went on nice and easy, and then working our way up, you can see I got all the straps wrapping around the body. They came off the Super 7 figure, and the ones that didn't come off, I had to make them up myself with some leather straps right there, wrapped around both arms, just had to glue it a little bit. And then right there, the head and the top part of the shoulders, right off the Super 7 figure, went right on the body, nice and easy. Now right here on the back of the body, if you're gonna try to do this, you gotta be careful when you cut that loincloth off of the Super 7 figure. A little patience goes a long way, and trust me, it's worth it. If you cut it, then that's it, and you're fucked up. There ain't no going back, unless you buy another one, and that's a waste of money. But other than that, you can see how I wrapped it around the arms, nice and easy, no problems there. Everything came out just like it was supposed to. Back of the body, I glued the shoulder part on the body. That's it. Overall, Monkeying is a bad-ass figure. I hope Mattel makes them, but if not, I like this one. Up next, we got Panthro. Now this one right here, I did this one probably 2 years ago, okay? So that's why I'm saying it ain't as sharp as the rest of them. It's the oldest custom on the table. The chest strap, the belt, and the head came from the Savage World Panthro. And just like with the Sled figure, I had to work that shit off the body, but it came off and it worked out perfect. Back of the body, everything looks great. I ended up using a little metal strap right there to make the arm strap on Panthro's arm. But other than that, you can see that head right there, dremeling that bitch off. I had to work it, but it came off good. Overall, I will replace him with the Mattel one, but for the time being, he got the job done. Up next, we got Fake Liono. This was done by MegaCustomX. I bought this off his ass last year, and I love the way he came out. Start off right there, you got that belt. He custom designed that shit right there. Same thing with the sword, and the same thing with the chest piece right there. It looks like it's got a little panther shoulder piece right there. It's looking pretty hot. And then that fucking face, he hooked that shit up between the yellow eyes, the crazy ass looking hair and eyebrows. You killed that shit, brother. But take a look at the back of the body. Everything is perfect. No problems back here. You can see he colored in the top part of the arms and the hands, you know what I'm saying, to give that similar look, just like Liono. Belt looks great on the back. I love the way the back vest looks. It's got all the muscles right there. Top shoulder pad looks good. Hair is on point. Overall, this is a perfect crossover figure. I hope we get something like this from Mattel, but if not, that's their loss. Up next, we got Grun the Destroyer. And this one right here, I didn't plan on making them, but since I was just waiting on LunarEclipseCustoms to send them last 3 figures over, I ended up getting bored. So I bought the Super 7 one. I figured I'd make his ass. Bottom of the feet right there came from Trap Jaw. Added them leg pieces right there from that Aardvark figure that we just got. And then right there, the chest plate went right on the body. I put the bottom part of the Super 7 arms right there on the top part of the, whose body was that? I think it was Jitsu's body. And that shit came out good. Had to stretch the shit out of that vest to get it on that Motu buck. As you can see, I got that shit on there. Little hot water goes a long way. Overall, Thru the Destroyer, winner in my book. I kept that chest on him to make him rock out with the Thundercats. Glad I got him. Starting off wave 5, we got Lynxo. Now this is one I highly doubt that they will make for the Origins line, but I did it, and I love the way how his ass came out. Highly recommend making him. Starting off at the bottom, I tried to make him exactly like the Super 7 figure. Had the color in right there on the waist part. Same thing with the chest and the color in the red and the black. I cut the emblem right off the Lynxo Super 7 body, put it on his ass, and the bottom part of the arms went right up into the top of the Motu arms. Had a little bit of dremeling, put it right there on the body, and his blind ass is done. Love how he came out, but right there on the back, everything looks just how it should. All the coloring in the right place. You can see right there on the top of the left arm, I had to color that shit in half black, because that's how it is. Overall, his blind ass better be careful not to fall down them steps, but he's definitely a keeper. Up next, we got Pomra. Now, this is another one where I was waiting on LunarEclipseCustoms. I figured, might as well make me another Super 7 version to a Motu version. And Pomra was super easy to do. Just take off his clothes, put it on this Motu body. I put the head right there on him, put the feet, that's it. Easy ass custom. And then taking a look at the back of the body, you get a better look at them clothes, how they just hang off the body. Nice and easy, no problems there. Matches up well. Highly recommend Pomra, cheap on BBTS. You want to add another figure? Do you add some Pomra? Up next, we got Claudius. This is Liono's pops right here. And I figured, I got Liono, I gotta have his daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I made his ass, and I like how he came out. Starting off at the bottom, he got them Caldor boots, but I colored them in the right color. And I took the bottom part of his dress right there, put it on him. The top part, because I couldn't take that off the Super 7 body, I took the 2000X King Randor, tried to color it in the same colors on how it was on the Super 7 figure. I took the bottom part of his arms, put it right there in the Motu arms. Same thing with the head, went right on the body. As you can see on the back of the body, I got the purple colors right. But that one light blue right there, that's the closest I got. But that's good enough for me. Looks just fine. Overall, doesn't hurt to have Liono's daddy in the mix, as I know damn sure Mattel ain't making his ass. Up next, we got Panther Man done by MegaCustomX. And just like that Battlecat Man, I bought this off his ass not over a year ago. And I figured it would match well with this whole crossover line that I got going on. Love what he did with the feet. Now with the vest right there, he had the spike core vest on his ass, but that ain't gonna work. So I had to paint me a purple chest, and I painted up that vest right there to give him more of that Panther type vibe, you know what I mean? And he gets the job done for me. Looking at the back of the body, you can see the different color variation between my light purple chest and them dark purple arms, but that's the best I could do at the time. Overall, folks, Panther Man is a winner. You killed that shit, MegaCustomX, and I hope Mattel makes his ass. Up next, we got for Wave 6, Demon Panthro, and I love how his ass came out. This one right here, starting off with the feet, I got them from Elite Customs, and then working our way up, I added all types of silver armor because I wanted his ass to look badass. I gave him the Jogger Sword of Omen. I gave him the cartoon glove right there, because all that shit matches with the red and the silver. And then working our way up to that fucking face. Oh, I love that shit. That's how it all started. I got that head from Ravenwood Customs. I showed you all this shit in the video, last week or the week before. But getting a further look at this figure right here. Love it. The back of the body, I gave him that belt right there that I got off of Etsy. They came with the 2 weapons. He got a knife and a gun right there. Perfect. The wings right there, you know who they came from. Turtles of Grayskull Hordak, needed for a Demon Panthro. He came from another dimension to wreak havoc on the Thundercats. Same thing with his ass right there. This is Shadow Panthro. Another head that I got from Ravenwood Customs off of eBay. And for this figure right here, I figured you can't go wrong with all black. You know what I mean? They kind of do shit like that for the anti-Eternia, but he ain't anti-Eternia, he ain't got no red. He's all black. Only thing different is the white in the eyes. That's because his ass is evil. It's a Shadow Panthro. Probably came about by Mumra making a spell or something like that. It don't matter how he came about. Long story short, his ass is hot. And overall, glad to have this figure mixed up in the whole crossover line. Last but not least, we got Hook Mountain Ice Zombie Liono and the Hook Mountain Snowman right here. And I figured I'd make this a 2-pack just because they're both kind of related in a way. I got a little backstory. Now y'all might be wondering, why is that man butt-ass naked locked up in some chains? Well, what happened was when Liono got frozen, he actually froze to death. And because of that, the Snowman, he got hungry, so he ended up eating parts of Liono's body. That's why he's missing that leg right there, bottom part of the other one, bottom part of the arm and top part of the other. My man is hungry. And then all of a sudden, the Thundercats, they caught his ass, and they put the chains on him. They gonna keep him for a prisoner for the rest of his goddamn life. And as for Zombie Liono, his ass got brought back by Mumm-Ra to wreak havoc on the Thundercats. Looking at the back of both of these right here, you can see how he's got the double chains, because that's a big-ass body right there, you know what I mean? They had to make sure he ain't getting away. He's a cannibal. He's a killer. And then right there on the back of Liono's body, I love how it came out. Ain't nothing wrong with having a zombie version of Liono. The sword matches perfectly with the body. Overall, both of them finished Wave 6 and complete everything that I had going on. But we ain't done yet, folks. Because right here, we got a Thunder Sled done by Bombstaroutkast. I've been sitting on this shit for a while. I haven't shown it in the video yet. I teased it a little bit here and there, but I was saving it just for this video because the Thundercats in the Motu world, they need some vehicles, you know what I mean? And this is a perfect vehicle to have. He got the colors on point, matches perfectly with Liono, and that little device that he got there right on the front with the claws and shit, beautiful. Cat's face, perfect. And the gun even shoots. You killed that shit, Bombstaroutkast. And the best part about it is that bitch fits right into the claw. I can close it right down real easy. Now with those right there, those are figures I could not transfer over in the Motu form, but you don't need to. They match perfectly just the way they are, just the size they are. But for this vehicle right here, perfect way to end it off, folks. Overall, I am so satisfied with how all these figures came out. And like I said in the beginning, sometimes I don't like waiting on Mattel to bring this shit out. I did the same thing with the TMNT crossover figures. I made mine probably like 5 months before them bitches even came out. And with this right here, damn near the same thing. I hope they give us 6+ waves of the Thundercats Motu figures, but if they don't, I got plenty right here. And pretty much all these figures right here will blend well with the ones they got coming out. The only ones I'll probably replace from the ones coming out is the Panthro, because his ass looks badass. That Chitaurara is on the fence, you know what I'm saying? She's looking pretty nice. But for the rest of these, nope. I don't think Mattel could touch them. And if they can, I switch them out. But like I said, if not, I don't care, because I am very satisfied with everything right here. Highly recommend y'all making customs of your own. That's the beauty of the Origins line. The customization is crazy. But for when we do get these new crossover figures, best believe I'm gonna be comparing mine next to theirs, as I wanna see how well I did. But besides all that, if them pieces work on mine, best believe I'm gonna rob their ass for them. Because I got 6 waves of figures right here that get the job done for me. Other than that, folks, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching, folks. And if you like what you saw, do my ass a favor and drop me a like. Subscribe to the channel while you're at it. It ain't gonna hurt you, is it? Come on now. Go ahead and hit the button. I know you have to hit the button. Hit that goddamn button, drop a like. All right, I'm out of here.